I will never look at nuclear power the same way after learning this. The Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, Europe's largest, is currently under Russian control, sparking grave concerns about nuclear safety. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has sounded the alarm, warning that Russia's negligence could lead to another catastrophic event, reminiscent of the 1986 Chernobyl disaster. On April 26, 1986, reactor number 4 at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant exploded, releasing massive amounts of radioactive material into the atmosphere. The immediate aftermath was chaotic, with firefighters and emergency workers risking their lives to contain the blaze, unaware of the deadly radiation they were exposed to. The nearby city of Pripyat, home to plant workers and their families, was evacuated, leaving behind a ghost town frozen in time. The devastating consequences of Chernobyl are etched in history, and the international community is now being urged to take action. Pressure is mounting on Russia to return control of the Zaporizhzhia plant to Ukraine, to avert a potential nuclear disaster. The Nuclear Energy Agency is on high alert, monitoring the situation closely and working tirelessly to support nuclear safety and radiological protection efforts in Ukraine. Despite the ongoing conflict, global collaboration continues to bolster Ukraine's capacity to manage its nuclear facilities safely and effectively. The long-term effects of Chernobyl are still felt today, with increased cancer rates and environmental damage in the affected areas. Research continues on the health impacts, and many survivors and their descendants still suffer from the disaster's aftermath. We must remember the lessons of Chernobyl and act decisively to prevent history from repeating itself. The stakes are too high to ignore. While the technical and environmental impacts of Chernobyl are well documented, the human stories often get overshadowed. Today, we bring to light the personal accounts of those who lived through the horror of that fateful day. Meet Lyudmila Ignatenko, the wife of one of the brave firefighters who responded to the initial explosion. Lyudmila recalls the harrowing moments when her husband Vasily was called to the site. "He kissed me goodbye and said he'd be home soon," she remembers, her voice trembling, "but he never came back." Vasily, like many first responders, was exposed to lethal doses of radiation. Lyudmila spent days by his side in the hospital, watching helplessly as his condition deteriorated. He was unrecognizable by the end. The radiation had destroyed him from the inside out, she says, tears welling up in her eyes. Vasily's story is just one of many, a testament to the sacrifices made in the name of duty. Then there's Ivan Petrov, who was a child when the disaster struck. "We were told to pack a few things and get on the buses," he recalls. "I didn't understand why we were leaving our home." Ivan describes the confusion and fear that gripped the residents of Pripyat as they were evacuated. "We thought we'd be back in a few days, but we never returned." Ivan's life was forever changed by the evacuation. His family was relocated to a distant city, where they faced discrimination and hardship. "People were afraid of us. They thought we were contaminated," he explains. Despite the challenges, Ivan has dedicated his life to raising awareness about the disaster and advocating for the rights of survivors. The stories of Lyudmila, Ivan, and countless others highlight the deep personal scars left by Chernobyl. These survivors remind us that behind every statistic, there is a human face and a story of resilience and loss. Their experiences underscore the urgent need for vigilance and action to prevent future nuclear tragedies. As we reflect on their stories, let us honor their courage and commit to ensuring that such a catastrophe never happens again. The legacy of Chernobyl is not just a cautionary tale, it is a call to action to safeguard our future. As we move forward from the haunting memories of Chernobyl, it's essential to consider the future of nuclear energy. Despite the tragedy, nuclear power remains a significant part of our global energy strategy. But how can we ensure that such a disaster never happens again? Advancements in technology have led to the development of safer, more efficient nuclear reactors. These new designs incorporate multiple layers of safety protocols to prevent accidents. For instance, Generation 4 reactors are designed to shut down automatically in the event of a malfunction, significantly reducing the risk of a catastrophic failure. Moreover, the international community has been working tirelessly to enhance nuclear safety standards. Regulatory bodies now require rigorous testing and continuous monitoring to ensure that reactors operate within safe limits. These measures are crucial in rebuilding public trust in nuclear energy. In addition to safety improvements, there's a growing interest in alternative nuclear technologies, such as small modular reactors, SMRs. These reactors are more flexible and can be deployed in remote locations, providing a reliable power source while minimizing the environmental footprint. The potential of nuclear fusion also holds promise. Unlike traditional nuclear fission, fusion generates energy by merging atomic nuclei, producing minimal radioactive waste. While still in the experimental stage, breakthroughs in fusion research could revolutionize the energy sector. However, the future of nuclear energy isn't solely about technological advancements. It also involves a commitment to transparency, education, and global cooperation. By fostering an open dialogue and sharing knowledge, we can address the public's concerns and work towards a safer, sustainable energy future. As we consider the path ahead, it's clear that the lessons learned from Chernobyl must guide our actions. The sacrifices of those who lived through the disaster should not be in vain. By embracing innovation and prioritizing safety, we can harness the power of nuclear energy to build a brighter, more secure future for all. In the end, the future of nuclear energy depends on our collective efforts to balance progress with precaution. Let us honor the past by making informed, responsible choices that pave the way for a safer, more sustainable world.